So let's cut the twin stuff and then try just to build a more Merfolk focused version. I think while we're here, we could do this on stream, and although usually I like to do this off stream. Yeah, maybe you could. Okay, we are going to want to play another 1-mana Merfolk. What I think what I want to do is I want to cut 2 lands, cut the twins, cut the prismatic endings, play the second copy of Sygg's Command, and play another 1-mana Merfolk. So why don't we look at every 1-mana Merfolk here and pick one, and then maybe change the sideboard some. So we're gonna go format modern type. I guess we can do subtype creature. Since we have to do that anyways, we don't need to do type creature. Now, I have already looked at all of these, and I didn't like any of them very much. Wait, Luca is a creature type? Come back to Dallas. All right, and then mana value 1. So, our options, we've got Cenote Scout, Benthic Biomancer, Corey's Trickster, Mindspring. So, I honestly, Cenote Scout could weirdly be the best one, but we're not going to splash green for it. Yeah, there's also Changeling Outcast, which won't come up on this list. Or not Changeling Outcast, the Mothus Changeling. Any other? I don't think this Prowess one's going to be a real consideration. All right, these seem to be our 6 options. So we've got Curse Catcher. How do we feel Curse Catcher is in the current modern metagame? I think kind of bad. It's not particularly good against Boros. It's not. It's kind of. It's okay against. It's okay against K command, but it's also kind of like our Hexcatcher turns all of our 1-drops into Curse Catcher. So I think I'm gonna not play Curse Catcher. We've got Rashad and Dockhand. I like that this has 2 toughness a lot. The Island Walk kind of good with the Tide Shapers. The mana intensity of Dockhand's kind of awkward with Sygg, where if you're spending the mana on Sygg and Dockhand, that can be kind of awkward. Maybe Dockhand is good with Sygg's Command, though, because you can make a copy and start tapping stuff down. You think the Bestow side? Okay, I'll read the Bestow guy again. Why do we think this is good? We're very bad at triggering prowess. Okay, I've looked at it again. I don't think I'm into it. Okay, there's Mindspring Merfolk. It's just I think that with the amount of card advantage we have with between Flame, Sygg's Command, Sylvan Sygg, I don't want a card advantage Merfolk, but I think there are other builds that probably want it. Trapper is at least a 2/1 for. Okay, I'll look for Trapper. That somehow didn't get found. Tomio's not a Merfolk. Maybe yeah, we could just play Tomio. It's a new card. Kind of good with Deepway Navigator. It's not a wizard. That's true. It does pump. Yeah, I think we could just play Tomio. Although I don't know. It's like so the Deepway Navigators. I feel like I just really want an actual Merfolk. Hold on. I think both Hexcatcher and Navigator and Sygg are they're all there. No, we need a Merfolk. We need a Merfolk. All of these are really thirsty for a Merfolk. I think I'm kind of looking at Trickster. I don't think Mistcaller is good in the. It could be a different format. I think let's try Trickster. It's also a wizard. This card is let's try. Yeah, but yeah, these like 12 of our 2-drops are just so thirsty for a 1-mana Merfolk. I don't think we should play Tomio. I think the sideboard's probably okay enough to keep, although the Damping Spheres have been pretty good. I think I'll play 3rd Damping Sphere over 3rd Subtlety, probably. Are we not playing the 2-1 to mix 1-1? Which card do you think, and of course I'm sincerely asking, which card do you think that's better than? I just think it's worse than all the other 2-drops. Mistcaller is def, meta relevant. Well, so it's good against Living End, but we have Hexcatcher against Living End, which is really, really good against Living End. I guess it's good against Goryo's, but Goryo's is not very popular. What else is it good against? Like when I'm thinking of the meta, I guess it's good against Ephemerate. That is something. Please consider Mistcaller plus Morningtide's Light. It can be a way to clear the path for a clear attack. Alright, I guess I'll read Morningtide's Light. Maybe try first Mistcaller. Maybe. You respect yourself, Merfolk players. You don't need to play 4 mana, all your creatures gain unblockable. And there's got to be better. You can play like Falter. You know. Am I missing something this card? I don't know. I just can't imagine. You got to respect yourselves more, Merfolk players. Oh, but sorry, the combo is Mistcaller. Mistcaller is also turns it into a Plague Win. Okay, that is cool. That is cool. Still doesn't seem very good, but that is cool. I'm gonna try Cosi's Trickster. This is the natural evolution of a Merfolk gamer too. Is you just pick one of the 1-drops and you declare it to be the best option. And that's what I'm doing here. Cosi's Trickster is for sure the best of the 1-drops. I think it also plays the best with like Unsettled Mariner. Just a big beefy creature, right? And like Mariner Svyelun. So I don't have a red-white Surreal land, which kind of stinks with this hand. I guess I can just get Sacred Foundry. Yeah, I picked Ghost Vacuum over the other options because it's usually the best against Boros. You usually just get to play a you usually just get to play a longer game against Boros, and then ultimately the Ghost Vacuum is pretty good against them. When it says they're on blue-green, that's an interesting, like saying I'm blue-green, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Let's find out. Guess I'll play the Mariner. Yeah, I agree you could play Deep Root Pilgrimage. Is this just Infect? Merfolk vs. Infect. Is Flame worth a splash on its own? Yes. Card is crazy. So maybe this is more of like a Badgermole Cub deck. Which is probably insanely good against us. We do have a bunch of fire magics though on the sideboard. Looks pretty good against this board. Imagine we had Cosi's Trickster. It would be a 2/2 right now if we had it in our opening hand. Oh no, it would have been a 3/3. What could have been? Alright, what's your payoff? Wait, I haven't played Formidable Speaker back. Don't look. I haven't played this yet. Dude, this could have been a 4/4. Then they get Ouroboros. It's pretty cool. So they're playing Formidable Speaker, Devoted Druid. So I really don't think you should be playing the Devoted Druid stuff. At least based on my experience comboing with Badgermole Cub. Like you could just combo with Cub. You don't really need to play the Druid. Probably want the Subtlety. Sygg's Command seems probably not where we want to be. Although maybe the Mariners are even less where we want to be. They just seem kind of blank. I guess Sygg's Command. At least we'll go uninterrupted. Just play 1 Mariner. Why do I have so many cards to cut still? I thought I had less cards to cut. Okay, I just miscounted. I think Fire Magic's pretty good against them. Glad you like the stream, Dr. Petrichor. I do recommend being a morning person. I've really enjoyed it. All right. Trickster did seem like it'd be pretty good. I think I'm just going to Graveyard, though. We want to find, like, Flame of Anors and stuff. So how long do I want to wait on the Fire Magic? I think I'm going to go ahead and Tideshaper the Forest. And it seems like I can probably wait at least a turn here. Yeah, so Champion of the Shoal, I think it's not going to be well positioned in like what at the moment, but I think it could end up looking kind of good. So the green sent for 3. Is this for Formidable Speaker? My Trickster also would have been so good. How does Ore kill you? I'm not dead, but they have like 30 power and I can never win. That's the main thing. So they green sun X equals 3, and then they get a 2 drop, which, wouldn't be the first time I've done that. So maybe I guess we might as well see if they'll block. They won't. And I think instead of dealing them an extra damage, I'm going to upkeep the fire magic so that the forest enters tapped. They're trying to cast a green source, but this is a green card. This is an island, so pretty restricted on their mana. My Corey's Trickster honestly would have been insane. This game, too sad. They play another double hierarchy, so they do have a lot of mana for next turn. They've got 5 mana. Yeah, I don't know about that attack. Will still become gigantic. I guess we'll keep that. We have 4 mana here. Crack the fetch. Yeah, yes! 3/3, baby. Oh yeah, I want to use the ability. Notably, Miss Color to counter Green Suns. Notably, we should probably be thinking about Badger Mole when we're building our deck. Yogg 2. Yeah, I mean, does Yogg even play Green Sun right now? I guess they do. Goodbye, Cosi's Trickster. Not even a 1 of Twin. Well, we had Twin, and it wasn't that good in this build. So we're just trying a twinless version now. All right, pretty good. I guess I'll get a Hallowed Fountain or Sacred Foundry. Twin in the board. I think I would just rather have good interaction, but you could play Twin. The thing is, we also cut 2 lands, and so we're just not very good at casting 4 mana non-creature spells anymore. Or maybe we never were. So we have lethal next turn. This will be unblockable when it flips, and then we give protection to a 2/2. So they're gonna need something that's not a Vizier of Remedies. Dead on board. New cards, nobody knows how they work yet. Undying against Miscolor. Yeah, I mean, Miscolor is good against Yogg. It definitely is good against a lot of the very top decks. Like, it's good against a lot of the tier 2 decks. It's good against Blink, which I would consider to be tier 1 right now. But Living End and Yogg and Goryo's, I would not consider to be tier 1. I probably do want the Force of Negations. I think I'm going to play on the draw Force over Sygg's Command. They seem to be pretty in on Green Sun Zenith. And then when their deck's just like all mana, and then they Green Sun and you force it, it's pretty good against them. Well, I've got an Aether Vial and a Fire Magic, which is not the kind of hand I would like to mulligan. In this matchup, at least. No Leyline this time. Wait, no, you were playing Hierarch. Come on, just keep playing Fire Magicable creatures. I guess we could kick the Fire Magic, but we have to draw 2 lands now. Miss Carr is also good in tier for this tree. Yeah, maybe it just is a good sideboard tool. Maybe a good main deck. Obviously, it's going to depend a little bit. All right, well, let's see what we draw. Tap land. All right, so hopefully they don't combo here. I can't Fire Magic the Vizier if they do. Karn is interesting. So I guess they're going to grab the... They're going to grab the 1 mana card that combos with Devoted Druid. Then instead they grab a 1/1 Ballista. They're gonna kill this now. I think I'm just holding up mana here. There's a really good chance they get the 1 mana artifact in the board. There's a very good chance I get to kill something with a kicked fire magic. Speaker does have 2 toughness or 4 toughness. But they're probably gonna grab Vizier and then I kick a fire magic in response. Again, now I need to respond to the cast because they can infinite mana in response to this if the Vizier is already in play. And by waiting, we made them like, commit the mana here. Now, it's also possible we were supposed to let them keep the Delighted Halfling so we could cast the Hexcatcher this turn. Maybe that was better. Why don't you play music on stream just to make editing YouTube easier? It's just a net positive for the stream to not have music. It's if you want to listen to music, that's something you can select your own music instead of having to listen to my stuff. And like it's like my music on stream is not going to be a deal breaker for anyone, no music on stream is not a deal breaker for anyone, or at least I don't think. But if you don't like the streamer's music, you're just gonna tune out. And so I just think it's usually a net positive to not have it. So they get a Dryad Arbor and they had tutored an Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So so if they Cauldron Devoted Druid, I talked about this earlier. So that they Cauldron Devoted Druid. Oh, it does work because they can the -1 counter wouldn't get added to it. So this combo does work. Because even though the -1 counter on the Devoted Druid... Wait, they're making this a creature? Oh, they can combo off... they can untap the Cauldron to win the game at instant speed here. So they can well, no. Yes. No, they can't. Because they could wait, if I flame they win. If I flame, they win. So I guess I have to not flame. So I guess we can just not win. You need to flame Vizier while Cauldron's attack. Yes, I guess so. They have Ballista in their yard. So they can untap the Cauldron with Formidable Speaker and use the Ballista. So I guess we're just gonna lose. Yeah, they also have the Leyline. I mean, maybe we aren't because they aren't doing anything, and maybe we just draw another land and we can wiggle our way out of this, but seems like we're in bad shape. They can Karn for something to do this turn. Definitely would have been just better to kill the Vizier. They can play around this by Cauldron for Ballista first. I just respond to the trigger. Oh no, that does play around it. Yeah, they Cauldron the Ballista first. Was I supposed to Subtlety the Hierarch? I don't think so. They grab a Coding, that makes sense. Alright, let's go and concede. GG's. Just for the mulligans. They mulled a 6. I'm going to keep my 7, which you'll see in a second. I think a lot of modern players are nostalgic for lore when they brew their favorite old decks. I mean, I definitely am meeting that criteria at the moment, I feel. Ultimate Guard live, thanks to the raid. Hope you all are doing well. My opponent kept their hands, so I'll take the hand hider down. Lorwyn's very, very fun. Funny, everyone thought Lorwyn was going to be a weak set. It's definitely like there's no like, maybe it's even just good because there's no like super duper high power level card. There's no Quantum Riddler. But despite that, it has felt like a very, very fun set. So if this is Neoform, we've got 2 Subtlety, 2 Force in the board. Not Neoform. Another formidable speaker deck. Playing a lot of... Okay, a Simic. So maybe this is probably the Primal Prayers build, right? Probably the Primal Prayers. Say that 5 times fast. So if this is Primal Prayers, I think I'm going to try to Tide Shaper them off of double green. Thanks for the Red Pie. I think the idea of cutting Trickster for Bolt is the move. Hope this game sells me. Okay. Maybe. Lightning Bolt is not a good card in Modern. You know what I mean? I think almost for sure Prismatic Ending is better. It's like this is a metagame with a lot of Titan and Tron and Storm, and Prismatic Ending is so much better in all those matchups, and it's also better against Boros because you can get Flip to Johnny and Bombardment, and so it's better against Prowess, I think, because you can get Steel Cutter. Like obviously Instant Speed is nice, but I think it's against Control you can get the Planeswalkers. I guess you can get Planeswalkers and Bolt sometimes. But for the most part, I think Prismatic Ending would be better than Lightning Bolt if you want to play a 1-mana removal spell over the other 1-mana creature, which you can do. Elemental's deck did poorly, unfortunately. I was optimistic for it, but it does seem like the power level of the format has kind of surpassed this shell. Yeah, I know the quality of 1-mana Merfolks is tough, but a big part of what this archetype needs is more 1-mana Merfolk. But they kind of, it is true, they kind of just don't exist. So we'll see if they can combo kill me with Primal Prayers. I think that's what they're doing. We played the Primal Prayers deck last week. It was really good. Or was it Monday? I think it was last week. Is Affinity not big in the Lord meta? I've not played against it much. Yeah, you could play Flood Pit Drowner. I think your curve's kind of bad. They get a basic forest after some consideration here. Does Merfolk in Modern play blue-black for Thoughtseize? I'm sure Nikachu's done that once or twice, but I think it's probably almost definitely not the right way to build it. All right, they got the Primal Prayers. My Prayers list also top 16 the challenge. Could you link it? I want to see how close it was to what we were playing, I guess. All right, so now we've got Flame up. Attacking for 4. See if they flash in anything to block. Nope. No, I haven't been liking the Navigator so much in this build. I think the flash and the untap is kind of cool, but maybe it's just not even good either. All right, so they start off, they've got 1 energy left. They start off with a Formidable Speaker. It's notable that they spent energy on this at sorcery speed. They played Labman over Oracle. I think that rest was the same. How could Lab Maniac be better than Oracle? Cosi Trickster was the best one, by the way. It would be funny if they took our list, added Lab Maniac over Oracle. Yeah, this is card for card, hour 75, because we had for sure because of the property. Oh no, we weren't playing Soulless Jailer. So they added the Soulless Jailer. I don't think I was playing Hercule, but we were playing Propaganda, so they had to have taken our list and made some tweaks. But Lab Maniac is just so clearly worse than Thoracle. I don't know what to say. Woodland is better with Lab Maniac. Maybe that's their thought, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter because you can Woodland 6. You could Woodland 6 to win. Maybe, did they cut to 6? I guess if you cut 6, that's a reason to do it, I guess. It also doesn't really matter. Like Lab Maniac and Oracle are basically the same card. I shouldn't be so critical on it. They're playing Endurance over 6 also. That's another difference. I do think 6 is better than Endurance. But again, it's just not big changes, honestly, here. Lab Main beats Consign. So you beat Consign in this build with Glasspull Mimic. You just Glasspull Mimic your Oracle. But yeah, I guess it's really not Lab Maniac and Oracle. The more I'm thinking about it, you're just gonna have your flares up by the time you're comboing off, so it doesn't really matter. Oh no, so they're also playing Shardless Agent over Rogue Refiner. I really liked Rogue Refiner when we were playing it. So the 2/4 is honestly pretty dang good on this board. I guess we're gonna get aggressive and instead of trying to play around them top decking combo piece. Although maybe bouncing the prayers with like Vial and Sygg, bounce prayers is better. Maybe lose a Merfolk, draw card. Is second Navigator lethal? So we're attacking for. This is 10. Yeah, I guess it is lethal. We do it after blocks. So no longer lethal. Also playing Aether. Okay, they did make a lot of changes. Without the if it wasn't for the propagandas, I would think they built the list separate. But I'm glad they're doing well too. I do think Primal Prayers is good. It was kind of high on my list of changes. I don't know if I would want to play Aether Hub in a build with Utopia Sprawl. That's kind of sketch. And I do also think Rogue Refiner was so good for me. I'm interested in not playing the agents, although we have played Agent in the 75 in the past. Agent's fine. Okay, so pass back. They do have a Rampager, so if they can find a Port Mage or a Formidable Speaker, we'll lose. I saw a 5-0 black-white deck that combos Children of Corliss, Veto, Plunge in Darkness looks hilarious. So can you send me the list? We could not trophy with that back when the ring was legal. And the ring was really this was almost 2 years ago. I love how Moxfield does the almost or over 2 years, almost 2 years. But we had this back when the ring was legal, and then the ring was obviously a big part of this. A big part of this. But this was a big stinker, so I'm excited to hear that it's trophied. All right, we won this game. So I'm going to bring in the forces for sure. The Damping Sphere also stops their combo. They're playing no creature removal. Do I want to play Subtlety? Subtlety's fine against them. Why don't we have Splinter Twin in the sideboard? Well, you could play Splinter Twin in the sideboard, or you could play cards that are good against decks Splinter Twin's good against. But we're just not very good at casting Twin. We only have 21 lands in our deck. Is there any way to wish for an enchantment? There's the card Wish. Cool. Peter Parker's Camera. Copy Solitude, Abiding Grace. Children of Corliss. Soaring. Veto, Ranger Captain. Okay, that's pretty good. Maybe this. There's the new red white copy trigger card. Maybe you could play that in this kind of show. Okay, Force of Negation's insane against them. Let's keep. What happens if your agent hits the wrong part of the combo? An agent in this shell is more of a value card that stacks to flare. Although I really like that. I really liked Rogue Refiner. One thing I really don't like about that build is agent over Rogue Refiner. We had agent first. We did the last minute changes for Rogue Refiner, and Rogue Refiner giving you the extra energy is so important with Formidable Speaker. Like Formidable Speaker is like you just want to have access to the extra energy, and you just don't, which is why they have to play Aether Hub. Not the biggest deal ever. Saving the Force for a Primal Prayers. Is Red Splash for Only Flame worth it? I think like for sure, yeah. I mean, like Flame is just an insane card, and it's really, really, really good in this deck. We also have Fire Magic in the sideboard, which is, I think, helpful. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and just kick a Tide Shaper on the Hedge Maze. Could play Soul Cauldron with Overlord, copy Ranger Captain for children. So I think I want to hold up Flame this turn so I can Vial and Sylvoon next turn. Although keeping the Vial on 2 is also kind of nice, I guess. Drawing a blue card could be good. Alright, let's cast that. So they spin their energy to cast this Ice Fang here. And they flare, sure. Pretty happy with that outcome. So if our opponent taps out for Primal Prayers, I guess we pitch the Deepway Navigator to force. They just cast a Port Mage. Then they cast a Rampager. This will let them draw a card. And go up in energy. It is really nice you can just play the Port Mage and start drawing cards off of it. Yeah, see, okay, then maybe this is their first green source. And they maybe get to draw another card here. Pretty good. Okay, what I like about the Sygg is that it's a pretty good reason for me to keep the Vial on 2 this turn. Which I definitely feel incentivized to do. It'd be nice if they would play a little faster. What can you do, I guess? Maybe I should have surveilled first for a blue card? Has 4 mana become too much for a card like Wilderness Reclamation from being good at Modern? Or do you think it's likely new cards will make it worthwhile in the future? Reclamation's fine. It's fine. There are plenty. There are also plenty of playable 4 mana cards. Like this Primal Prayers deck was a deck we played with last week, and it was super good. You know, it's like I think that the Wilderness Reclamation archetype really struggles because of how good the 1 mana creatures are. Like 1 mana creatures just from Boros, they just completely take over the game. You can't let any of them stay. You can't let any of them stick around. Otherwise, they just totally kill you way too fast, and you, as a Wilderness Reclamation gamer, have a hard time playing a high quantity of creature removal. Okay. Is very good against Deepway Navigator. I mean, Wilderness Reclamation Joy of Fire Magic is really good. I agree that helps, but that's just the issue archetypally. I mean, how long do we need to do this? But the issue archetypally with this deck in Modern is that it is weak to Boros energy. You know, this has been my broken record for a year. It feels. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I should have given something else unblockable. I'm like pretty bad to endurance, but whatever. Good subtlety the endurance. Subtlety the endurance. Hit them for 4, down to 7. Force of negation up still, although I would prefer to be able to Svyelun. Where you go back to older cards like Phoenix Fleet. Oh, that was last set. Yeah, we'll play more Phoenix Fleet Airship for sure, though. All right, they put the endurance on top. How much blues in the format of pains me not to see Lord of Atlantis? I mean, I do agree. Lord of Atlantis is good against Simic Primal Prayers, but I've played a lot of Lord of Atlantis, and I really do think that card is quite bad, and I'm personally really okay not ever registering that card again. All right, so they have another Rampager in their hand to start drawing cards off the Port Mage again. Well, it's going to take the Vial up to 4, since on 3 is going to be kind of pointless. We might find another Subtlety, even though we only have 1 left in the deck. So my Sygg can't be blocked, but I think I probably just need to only get in with the Sylvoon. Although, I mean, I guess they just have the free block. I could draw a Lord to kill the Rampager, but killing the Rampager doesn't do much. Okay, being able to bounce the Propaganda end of turn is pretty good. Costs 2 mana to bounce with the Otawara. How's Trickster been? It's been fine. Prayers, Ritual, Living In, Blink, Jeskai, Blink, Frog, Gorius. This goes on and on. I mean, I think I agree. Lord is good against Prayers. It's good against Ritual, I guess. I haven't seen Ritual in a little while, or just Simic Ritual. But like, I don't think that. I think Lord of Atlantis is actively bad against Esper, Blink, Jeskai, Blink, Blue Black Frog, and Gorios. I think it's actively bad in all those matchups. It's just like whenever I play any of those matchups, I'm so happy to see Lord of Atlantis. It's just so vanilla. And so the fact that like to me it sounds like Lord of Atlantis is good against these like Simic creature combo decks, which is very, very small range of decks. Why in God's name is there propaganda in play 2026 one? I definitely don't look at our Mox field. Not saying it's good, just pointing out how much good Amano was. Well, I thought that you were saying it's good. I'm gonna read your other message. Oh, it just pains you. Okay, sorry. That's not the same. So yeah, I probably do want to actually force this and then Otawara, the other propaganda. Because this can't be blocked and it's going to be 3 damage coming in because of the Deepway Navigator, we'd force a chump block on the... Oh, no, they're just dead. They're just dead. They're exactly dead. I guess this is also helps some. Maybe I just don't show them the Sygg's command, though. I guess we might as well just copy the Navigator and tap the Greenbelt Rampager. So we win the match. I guess we'll keep this on the draw. Great versus Zoo unless they have Leyline Scion. Maybe. We're playing against Burn. Let's go, dude. Cool. So Unsettled Mariner is very, very good against Burn. Eidolon's a little scary. So they're playing Seal of Fire, which means they have Chandra's Incinerator in their deck. Yes, please. Although, yeah, so like the first Mariner is going to die to the Seal of Fire probably, but they're pretty like stuck on land, so we pretty good to slow them down with this. Maybe they would wait for some reason on the Seal of Fire and get blown up by Hexcatcher. I almost feel like Ensnaring Bridge would do better than Propaganda. You do have a lot of cards in your hand in that Simic deck. This has got to be kind of demoralizing for the Burn player to run into all these Unsettled Mariners. Maybe not. Maybe they're just happy to not be playing against Boros Energy. Mariner's really good against a Burn player stuck on one land, although there's their second land. There's another Seal of Fire. And they go ahead and play around Hexcatcher again. Number 3, I guess I will also Tide Shaper. Oh, the Tide Shaper is kind of bad with the Mariner in play because it just gives them something to do with the mana. Maybe I should Hexcatch to play around Seal of Fire number 3. So like I feel like Champions of the Shoal also like the stats are good, the ability's solid, but it's very, very slow card, and it's also a card that Like the behold seems like incredibly brutal on it too. Would love to be wrong. Wait, I could give lifelink to my creatures. Okay, let's set up for that next turn. That's a pretty good mode here. They suspend their Rift Bolts. Target creatures target player controls gain lifelink. And copy a Merfolk. Although, are they just dead? Dang it. the lifelink VM. Okay, let's go to game 2. Subtlety is pretty good against the Chandra's Incinerator. Whole deck is good against them. It's good news. We cut a Sygg and a Trickster. So we don't have a Vial, we don't have a Mariner, we don't have a Subtlety. I think I just really want to hand with our Sygg's Command. Okay, this hand has Vial and Sygg's Command, although not and Mariner, there's not a second land. I guess we'll put back the 3-drop. Or the 3-drop that doesn't give all our creatures lifelink. They Lava Spike me, so it looks like no turn 2 Chandra's Incinerator. I'm just going to fetch a basic island here against Burn. Sunbait Canyon. All right, so I'm down to 12 life points. Let's go ahead and slow him down a little bit, I guess. Any possibilities of a more fairy heavy twin build now that we have a second fairy twin target? What is the second fairy twin target? Oh, dude, Bolt Wave gets around Unsettled Mariner. Cool. Hey, Killicam. Because a fairy twin target is news to me, unfortunately. I would love to hear the news. They suspend a Rift Bolt next. Wait, was this also in the set? 2/2 flash flying, creature enters, tap a creature, untap creature. So a Pastor with 2 toughness that can't target permanents. Probably not getting there. But it is cool. So they're targeting me. They have to pay 1. This target. I guess I'm not going to play around double Bolt Wave by sacking 3 Merfolk here. But that would be kind of a fun way to lose. Yeah, twin on Spellstarter Sprite is so cool. Oh, that's true. We could just counter the Bolt Wave. Right. It's all so clear. The 1-mana Kellen is a fairy? All right. I never cast that card. I remember saying it was kind of interesting. Okay, so they're targeting the Hexcatcher. They got to pay 1. They're currently dead on board. If I just do this, I guess I'll do that. And I guess there's kind of almost no way their last 2 cards are relevant. So that's good news. Am I gonna BM here? Yes, of course. Playing around nothing. 2-1. Bird matchup? Good. This hand has no lands. Let's not keep. This hand can't cast its spells. I mean, can cast this spell. Yeah, I thought it was 3+3+1. Unless I sacked the wrong Tidebinder. All right. Keep. I'm going to believe in my Cosi's Trickster. Because again, the Merfolk pipeline is... You pick a 1-mana creature. You declare that this 1-mana creature is the best 1-mana creature. And then you just confidently play it every game. So some Moonshadow build here. Take this, Cosi's Trickster. It's all coming together, baby. The problem? Sync is just kind of tough on our mana with the double splash. I'm playing one Otawara. You can play a Sync or two. Is there a Grixis build? I would love to draw a land or 2-mana Hexcatcher would be okay, I guess. Yeah, I just prefer land, I suppose. Do I want to trade any of my creature for any one of their creatures? Probably not, so I can get the Navigator ability online. I have not really been liking Navigator very much in this build, which is pretty unfortunate. Unironically, Lord of Atlantis has been looking better a lot of the time, but just I don't know if that's because Lord of Atlantis is better than I think, or because this ability is just like the untap has been like not relevant at all. The flash is kind of whatever. They do play their 3rd land. They have 4 cards in their hand. They play a frog. So they have an instant in their hand, is what they're saying. So I do think we should block the Channeler and double block the Channeler so they are going to lose it unless they surveil Delirium. And okay, I guess we just triple block then. So if they kill one and they get Delirium, we still get to kill the Channeler. So they discard Phoenix. They discard Stubborn Denial. So this is I trade 1 creature for 2 cards in their hand and the Channeler, and then but also these get really big and scary. Yeah, we tried a twin build, it didn't go that well, so I wanted to try this instead. Down a game against Grixis Moonshadow. So I'm gonna play the Ghost Vacuums. Yeah, Lord would have been way better there, but I think I don't know if this is Lord of Atlantis is better than I think, or if this is Navigator's just not good outside of Twin. But it does kind of feel like one of those two things is probably true. The Tricksters are probably pretty good against them. Tide Shaper can also screw the mana. The thing is, I want to cut the one. I guess I'll cut 2 Tide Shapers. Navigator might just be bad. Well, I will say, I do think the Jeskai Twin deck we played last week is playable. I do think, I don't know that Jeskai Merfolk Twin is a playable deck. It seems significantly worse. It seemed worse than this deck, and it seemed worse than the all-in Twin build. Or, just the normal Twin build, but normal Wizard Twin seemed good last week. We I believe 4-1 to league with it. I think we lost playing for a trophy to the Mirror. Also, right? Am I remembering right that we lost playing for a trophy with Merfolk Twin to the Merfolk Twin Mirror? How could I not remember something like that? Yeah, I just thought that maybe Navigator, the like the flash and the like surprise untap all your blockers would be good. Crazy that Allies might be the best Kindred deck in Modern. It's Eldrazi, but everyone forgets about them. What about my thoughts on Merfolk Ritual? Merfolk have almost no ETBs, so I think there's not much to think about probably when it comes to Merfolk Ritual. That's my current thoughts. Oh, but you have a list. Okay, I'll take a look. Cosi's Trickster! Let's go! I don't know. It seems you have almost no Merfolk payoffs, right? So you've got Silvergill Adept, not a very strong Merfolk payoff. You've got Silvergill Minter. Also, your count here. Cosi's Tricksters. No. No. Cosi's Tricksters. You have you like also what's your Merfolk count? You have 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Is that low for the Behold Merfolk? It's probably an okay number, but it's a little low at the very least. But it just like, what have we just played? It just seems much worse than Simic Ritual, right? Even if you think Champions is a good card, you could just play Champions. I thought I was counting the Changeling, but maybe not. I don't think that card's very good either. I have it in a Badger Bowl Cub deck, which we still haven't gotten around to. So I guess we attack, and if they block, we can Flame. And they don't block, so we don't have a plan. Let's see what's our top card. Another Flame. Can I share Brew in the future when Marvel card comes out? No. No Marvel cards. No Ninja Turtle cards. We're in the freaking Lorwyn set right now. Bad chatter. They discard a Mishra's Bauble. Another Bauble discarded. So holding on to those, I guess. Hoping they play another creature I can flame. Oh, if only I had a Cosi's Trickster in play right now. I guess the ball. I mean, they can bobble themselves. 3/4 Goyf, 3 cards in their hand. They just have stub. They heat the Mariner in response. They pay. I guess I am. I guess I play it and I make them discard the rest of their cards, but then I'm just dead to them going for the turn 2 frog, right? Or the 2-turn frog clock. So I kind of just can't make them do that because I can't beat it, right? Harmonized Crescendo, deeper Pokemon just click the other formats seen in Modern. We saw someone trying to play it. I don't think they did the thing together. That's possibly a good angle to go down. It doesn't really feel like this like normal value build is particularly good, but I could maybe buy the Deep Root Pilgrimage version. You really need to draw Sygg's command to stun counter the frog, I guess. My Cosiest Trickster. Although they do just keep not playing around Flame very well, which is something. So I'm going to play a Vial. I'm going to play 2/2 drops. Notably, if this was just a Lord of Atlantis, we could have lethal. Seems like we're going to try to need to draw Sygg's command off Sygg if we don't draw it for turn. Isn't Deeper Pilgrimage like a way better Bitter Blossom? Kind of. It's really good with Moth Dust Changeling, so you can use Moth Dust Changeling to tap each non-creature Merfolk you have each turn to make another Merfolk. It is something there. I do think you'd probably still play Vial, and then you get to play the Convoke card. Oh, if only I had a Cosi's Trickster in play here. They do keep a card on top. I am super duper interested in chumping, so we'll see if they'll let me. Need Magda to combo. Yeah, maybe the Crescendo card with Deeper Pilgrimage is also just good in Magda. Like you do have a lot of cheap creatures in that deck. Oh no. Oh, I wish I could cast both. I thought this cost white mana for a split second. Well, let's play it out here. Although I don't know how we're winning. It's an issue. I guess I probably would be more interested. I don't know if I'm interested. I guess I don't know how interested I am in testing that. Otawara. Oh, we have Sygg's command for stun counters, but Deep Roots. What is the card? Crescendo? Yeah, no real outs anymore. Okay, I think that's a good place to call it for today. None of that went pretty well. I mean, I think just getting like these like elementals and merfolk decks out of the system is something we gotta do when a set like Lorwyn comes out. Possibly there's a different build of merfolk out there. I heard Nikachu trophied with a different version. They still seem kind of sad. I will say I still like the Jeskai twin deck looked pretty good, but was not impressed. I thought Deepway Navigator was bad here. Sygg was good, but Sygg wasn't like good enough. You know what I mean? I thought Sygg's command was fine. Also, anything else to go over? I'm still working on Golgari Moonshadow with the Kithkin 6/6. That's kind of similar to Moonshadow. I'm working.